Hello and thank you for joining me. Today's tutorial is going to be around cold and dark setup of the A320Neo mod. Now this video, I'm an alpha tester for this mod. Doesn't mean I'm a developer. I wouldn't know where to start with developing, but I've been using flight sims for 15 years and I've offered my experience on testing things. So in terms of this tutorial, it will change as and when new features come out. So this is right as of the 30th of August at 1 p.m. So jump into the cockpit and I'll show you the very basics of cold and dark setup for the mod. Okie dokie. So first things we want to be doing is switching on our batteries. 1 and 2. For external power, you can be really immersed into the game and call for an external power unit, but you'll notice it's already available, so you can just switch that on. We come down to our screens now. We'll see that they are doing a self-test. So first things now we're going to be doing is switching on our ADIRs. So those will take a number of minutes to align, and I'll show you down here that we are waiting for the IRS now for 10 minutes. Next job is to switch on our fuel pumps. We need to set the temperature. Now these is just for visuals, I'm sure. It doesn't make any manual adjustments. We're going to pop in and pop our nav and logo light on, just simply to show the ground crew that we're on the aircraft. We can come down here now and I'll show you quickly what's working on here. So these are now active. They weren't working before. These are now online. We now have a working engine page. We now have an air bleed page, which is working. Some of these won't be working, but we'll go through. So you've got pressurization isn't on, electrics aren't on, hydraulics aren't on, but fuel is. Flight controls are now online, and let's just move our rudder. There we go. So left and right. I've noticed it's not. Oh, it is picking up our rudder. Okay. So that the rudder isn't being picked up yet, so I'll feed that back shortly. Wheels isn't yet to be programmed. Our door page is now working. Air conditioning isn't, but APU absolutely is. Talking of APU, that's what we're going to be doing next. We're going to be starting our APU. Now the way you start the APU is pop your bleed on, pop your master switch. Now before you'd just click start and on it would have come. That won't work now. We need to now sit back and wait for the flap to open. And it has now opened. We can now click start. And APU will now start up. And we'll leave that start up. So we've got our ADIRs, we've got 8 minutes. And whilst we're doing that, we'll quickly go in and have a look. Now, if you saw my first tutorial, you would have seen me put together a flight plan from Birmingham to Edinburgh. Let's just click on initialization. You'll see you've got Birmingham to Edinburgh. The only one thing you need to put in here is your cost index. It's your company cost index. Okay, that's a number that ranges from 0 to 99, with 0 being the least powerful and the least fuel burn, up to 99, which burns the most fuel. It's the fastest. Your company will tell you what your cost index is if you're flying for an airline. Okay, Now you'll also see that we made a note of the centre of gravity, which is 21.8. So what we're doing on here is 50.2, which is already in, slash 21.8. Now, on the when this is finished, this will all populate your fuel predictions. At the minute, it's not modelled, so the fact you're putting that in has no value or no benefit anywhere. We're going to pop into flight plan. We will see that we've already got runway 33 programmed. The APU's just started, as you can hear, and the Leuven 1 Mike departure. We know that it was an IMPIP 1 Echo, but we don't have a runway selected yet. So just looking at our flight plan for just a moment, we can see that we're runway 24 on an IMPIP. So we're going to go ILS 24, which is that one, on an IMPIP. We're going to click insert. That's done. In terms of performance, we're going to be a flap 2 departure, and for the in terms of the mod of where we are right now today, that's ready to go. We're going to be flying at 24,000 feet. And we're about to start our engines, so we will pop our strobe light to auto and our beacon lights on. We don't need any wing lights because it's nice and daylight. We're going to pop our seatbelt signs on, which is also new in the mod. Hopefully you heard the ding. We're going to get a pushback now. Now you can shift and P, or you can go through the ATC menu. Shift and P will just give you a straight pushback, just like the old FSX, and we take off our parking brake. And then when we start moving, hopefully in just a second, there we go, we're starting to push. We can now start our engines. Now the Neo is capable of a twin engine start, so if you want to start both at the same time, it will not hurt anything. Notice by clicking the engine start, our engine page is automatically loaded now. Now in terms of what's coming next, there's lots of different bugs and things that we're working on testing, but we're looking at top of descent and top of climb. We're testing that at the moment, and hopefully we should have that ready soon to go live, as I know that's really popular. A popular request, I should say. Right, where are we outside? Okay, we'll stop our push just there. Flight directors will go on, our constraints will go on. We will set our barometer. Our local ATIS shows that it's 1019 pressure today. You can just push B, which will load that to your local pressure. If you click at the side, you can change between inches or hectopascals, which is what we use in the UK. Right, so that is your cold and dark setup complete. The only thing we're waiting for is your alignment in the next 3 minutes. So hopefully we will see that pop up on your next video, save you having to wait. So thank you for joining me. The next tutorial will be taxi and takeoff. Thanks very much and goodbye.